So, 2020 has been a weird year, man. I feel like at this point, anything is possible. And it got me thinking about possible scenarios that I might be confronted with. For example, what if aliens combine November, turn back time to around 1545 AD, make me look Asian, and put me in charge of a major Japanese clan with the task of becoming the next Shogun of Japan? Like, that's what I'm saying! What if that happens? I have to be prepared for that. So, instead of just sitting here doing nothing, I'm going to continue to sit here and play video games while lying to myself saying that I'm being productive and definitely not wasting my time. Oh, and before we start, the vast majority of you watching right now are currently not subscribed. So, if you're not subscribed, like, suck my dick. But, without further ado, here we are, our beautiful country. These poor bastards. They don't even get to vote for the person who gets to ruin their country. You know, when you don't know what to do in a video game, a good thing to do is to generally follow the lead of the AI. An example of this is in racing games. The AI generally drives the ideal racing line for the tracks, and you can keep up with them if you follow their lead. And here is no exception. As you can see, my opponent places the archers in the front lines so that they have the maximum range to do the maximum amount of damage before the fight even starts. Once my spearman gets close, he simply sends the spearmen in the front to protect the archers. However, my opponent's spearmen apparently read the art of war before this battle and were really inspired by this quote from Sun Tzu: "All warfare is based on deception." And I have to say it worked. I was indeed very confused as to why he was retreating. However, I do not think you're supposed to confuse your own teammates in the process, as the archer's only defense now was confusion, and let history show that it was not the most sturdy defense against the firm thrust of a spear. Oh, and thank God the second company of spearmen were watching paint dry as all of their teammates were getting slaughtered. Regardless of their masterful tactics, I was able to secure the victory and return to my duties as a clan head and did some stuff so that the people think I know what I'm doing. Because I know it might sound weird, but getting killed by my own people is not really on my bucket list. But after I managed to waste a few in-game months learning what I'd skipped in the tutorial, I finally started production on some units. And after a few months, I had a respectable army to take out the enemy. Now, why are they our enemy? I don't know. But the border is red and I generally do anything the game tells me as to always stay on the good side of our AI mastermind. But with this, it was time to charge forward and attack the enemies head on.
手は弓矢を射る前に心を無にする。じっくり待ってここぞという瞬間に矢を放つ。我らはまさに大殿様が放たれた矢そのものだ。
Wow, I should give this general a raise. He makes it sound like I actually had a plan or something. Also, how can it be that cameras back in 1545 already had the issue of not focusing on the right target? Like, come on! You had 475 years to fix this! Like, why is this still an issue today? Come on, Canon. Get your shit together. Alright, come on, men. It's time to take over this singular building surrounded by walls which they call a castle for some reason. And, I must say, everything progressed quite smoothly. My men just stood outside the walls and just calmly massacred the majority of his troops from a safe distance. My archers managed to kill the general, and we took over the castle after I told my men to climb the walls and finish off anyone that was left. Wait, what? What did my men die to? Are you telling me 17% of my spearmen died to fucking gravity? Like, oh my god. What are the minimum requirements to enlist again? Before I lose a battle because my men suffer from nimble knees, I think it's best to upgrade my men from Yari Yashigaru to Yari Samurai. Ad must be able to climb castle walls to the requirements to enlist for Yari Samurai, please. We don't want this disaster to happen again. Oh, look at that! Looks like one of our clan members has come of age and wants to become a general. I mean, sure. He seems eager enough to prove himself. Why not? What? 1,000 to hire him? I only have like 1,500 total right now. Why is this so expensive? Like, can you imagine going to a job interview demanding this? Hi, I'm glad you could join us today. Likewise. Oh, and hey, here's the CV you asked me to bring. Ah, thanks a lot. Wow. I didn't know you were overqualified. We'll gladly take you. Oh man, that's great. Oh, and I wanted to talk about the upfront payment. I'm sorry, you're what now? Oh, it's just that when I get hired, I feel like I'm entitled to a large sum of money, and then after that I just get paid like any other employee. Wait. What? Like,
Why would we even ever consider that? And how much money are we even talking about here?
Oh, just like 66% of your current company funds.
Are you retarded?
Yeah.
You're hired.
So anyway, with that steal of a deal, we have another general to work with. With our 2 generals in tow, I decide to continue our expansion of my empire. As we lay siege to the castle, the AI decides the best way to defend the castle was by not being inside of the castle and instead be in the middle of fucking nowhere, making it so that once they actually reach the battlefield, they're all exhausted and unable to fight effectively. I must say, the AI is really churning out some top quality strategies. The rest is easy. Kill the enemies he sends over one by one, cut off the main forces before they reach the castle gates, rain hellfire from above while the spearmen climb into the castle. Perfect execution. All that is left is to kill this singular enemy.
Our men are running from the battlefield.
Are you fucking serious? There are like 24 of you and you run away from one guy? Like, oh my god. Please follow the script next time. Well, even with that disgrace, we're able to take over the castle. Oh hey, look at that. The squad that ran away came back. I mean, like, thank god. I wouldn't know what to do without you guys. Your contributions to my country are absolutely immeasurable. Also, hey man, I really appreciate what you're doing for this country, and at this point, I really cannot afford to lose you as these interns are so damn expensive. So I'll just marry off my daughter to you as to emotionally manipulate you to stay and not betray me. At this point, I'll use any method at my disposal to keep the only other man with a brain under my employment. Regardless of this minor setback, it was time to set sight on our next target. Unlike the previous opponents, these enemies have had access to 2 provinces for a while, so their army was bound to be larger. So, it was time to lower the requirements as to recruit as many people as possible. And so, our army was at its peak, and it was time to declare war and move out. Oh dear, we're only slightly outnumbered, so honestly it should be fine, right? I mean, I'm sure our general will cook up a speech and make it literally unlosable for us anyway. Well, the battle is underway, and I told my archers to attack the enemy archers, who were currently killing them. However, like the bunch of ADHD kids they are, they decided they would rather show off to the enemy how fast they could run. Unfortunately, the enemy was not impressed, and their arrows were also slightly faster, giving my archers a reality check, and they actually started doing what I was paying them to do. After a few minutes of shooting the units that the AI kept placing in range of my archers for some reason, we run out of ammunition. So, it was time for my 640 spearmen to clean up the remaining 1,500 units or so. Anyways, with how the battle was going so far, I didn't really trust my men to not die to gravity. So, instead, I sent them to burn open the front gates. Where the fuck are you guys throwing these sticks, man? Like, I know I said lower the requirements to enlist prior to this battle, but was it really necessary to enlist all the blind people as well? Well, I guess a stray log somehow made its way up to the front door as the gate suddenly combusted, so that's nice at least. Go charge in there and clean up the remaining enemies. So, to my surprise, the spearmen that I sent in that were outnumbered 2 to 1 were somehow losing the battle. I know, a shocking result, but it is what it is. So I sent in my archers as well, so that I at least increase my odds of winning. And yet, there's ADHD kids strike again. You could legit just have done what you did before in this battle, but instead of running towards the enemy, they decide to go towards the complete opposite direction. So anyway, I tell my boys to do a tactical retreat, because after running around for no reason whatsoever for so long, they must be tired. I have to give them a little time to rest, give them a little Capri Sun, let them take a little nap. This is parenting 101, everyone knows this. With that tragedy out of the way, it was time to revise a new plan to be able to succeed in taking over this castle. I considered giving my soldiers a new drug I found to be effective with their ADHD, namely sugar. Test results showed that while their performance was indeed enhanced for a short period of 1 to 2 hours, they break down mentally afterwards. While victory would surely be achieved via this method, I don't really want to go down in history as the world's first sugar daddy, so I refrain from it for the time being. What method did I use? Well, find that out in the next video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize to any Japanese viewers as I probably butchered your language while trying to pronounce certain things in this video, but without further ado, I hope to see you guys next time. Stay safe, and you guys rock.
I'm a simple man, don't want to complicate ya.